Alright, so I guess one more time, if the run fails, I guess I just got, you know, a poverty PB today. Could have been 50 seconds, but I ended up losing about 40 of it because of game complications. And nobody else experiences it but me. Or maybe everyone has, and I just haven't talked to them yet because they got sick of the game just like I am. Who can blame them? Really like to play at 1080p, but nope. Maybe I should swap monitors. I got a nice 1080p monitor I could use. I also got a spare. For my old setup. Me being one of them, I tried it, ran like shit. It really does not play nice with older hardware. It's got to be modern. And even then, it's anybody's guess on how it'll perform. It's a gamble. Different for everybody. I'd say if you have anything less than a 20 series card, it will not play nice. I don't know about the AMD side of GPU.
Łapię się różnych rzeczy, to tu, to tam, nic dużego. Ale radzę sobie. Dzięki za troskę.
I'm working on it, Thief. I got your card all packed up and ready to go.
Właściwie to nie miałem szczególnych oczekiwań. Może jedno, żeby...
And while it may not be quite the improvement, at least it should be not slowly dying. Oh no, I didn't think that. But I do want to get it out as soon as possible.
Co się dzieje?
I know, it was my bad. I had the funds to send it, and then something stupid happened here at the house. All the money we got had to go to bills.
Wygląda na to, że to mój szczęśliwy dzień.
Czego chcesz?
Everybody needs their paper.
Mam dla ciebie propozycję, tatuśku. Posłuchaj uważnie. Wypierdalasz z Vista del Rey, ściągasz swoich chłopaków z ulicy. Ja oddaję ci Glen i nie ma kosy. Możesz spać spokojnie. Widzisz, jaki jestem miły?
Jeszcze kurwa jedno słowo.
No, tatuśku, to nie twoja sprawa. Nie znam cię.
Yeah, our utilities are
Też nie, a to znaczy, że chuja tu znaczysz i chuja możesz.
really
No.
highway robbing people.
Wydaje mi się, że skończyliśmy.
You know, if they don't get their money within like 3 days after the bill is due, they just shut off the power. They've been very you know.
Markus, jedziemy.
They've been really tight on deadlines. So you miss a payment, your power goes off, and it's just like, well, shit. How do we afford it?
Cieszę się, że nie
And
zapomniałeś.
from what I understand, people in Europe are all
Jak się
fucked over
zachować. Mam tu wystarczająco wielu gówniarzy,
when it
którzy
comes to
tracą
electricity, anyway.
lufę pistoletu.
Kto to był?
Nikt ważny. Za tydzień już go nie będzie.
We're only getting a sample of what's to come.
Groził ci.
Tak. I zostanie z tego rozliczony.
But hey, you know, utilities is a luxury nowadays.
Podjedź tam. Aha. Zeskoczę stąd na dół.
Zanim wysiądziesz, proszę,
Twój numer?
przyda ci się. Może jeszcze razem popracujemy.
And yeah, there's that too.
I przypomnisz sobie, jak to było parę lat temu.
Dzięki, Padre.
A lot of them just, again, we don't got recourse for this shit. People can't work, people can't do this or that, they get sick. And the bills go higher. It's like, well, what are we supposed to do?
Jestem na miejscu. Zaraz znajdę tego twojego człowieka.
Rick jest w porządku, zobaczysz.
I don't know what the end goal is. I mean, yeah, if you have all the money,
Widzę ten samochód.
what's the point?
Wygląda na to, że pójdzie gładko.
We should all just abandon the societal concept of money. Go back to bartering
No jasne.
in exchange of skill. Skill and trade. Didn't all have money before. People made do without the concept of money. I don't want money, everybody else wants money. So I need money.
Dzień dobry, Night City. Przy mikrofonie sta...
Dziewczyna powinna być w tym budynku. A razem z nią banda skurwysynów, która ją porwała.
And go live up on the mountains. Who wants to join me? We'll have our own little commune.
A właśnie mam coś dla ciebie. To drzazga
We'll make
treningowa
do.
Minitechu. Gdybyś potrzebował przebieżki na sucho.
Zero need for money.
Chcesz sobie postrzelać w
Nie mamy teraz na to
wirtualu?
czasu. Może później.
Jasne. Spoko.
No to do roboty.
Vamos, do windy.
Okay, fast Jackie. Great. Quarterback Jackie Wells.
Klientka nazywa się Sandra Dorset. Jej biomonitor zniknął z radaru parę godzin temu. Chyba ją porwali. Możliwe, że już nie żyje. Nie wiadomo, czy zdążyliście.
Czy zdążyliśmy, Buck? Nawet tylko na słuchawce jesteś częścią tej drużyny.
Drużyny. Urocze.
Happy.
Lokal 1237. Spróbuj zhakować drzwi. Możesz je obejść sam?
Wow, that actually went perfectly for the first time ever.
Musi gdzieś tam być.
Weź ją na taras. Szybko.
He's the ragdoll man, the ragdoll man. He can ragdoll as fast as you can. Dude, I was standing in the square. What are you talking about, game? That's why I back up.
Zmywajmy się stąd.
Dobra robota, chłopaki. Ja też znikam, widzimy się później.
A właśnie. Przedzwoń do Waka.
Okay, cool. I actually learned I could save more time here by standing outside of the elevator.
I jak zadanie?
Maybe.
Czy klientka jest cała i zdrowa?
Kind of hit the button a little slower than usual.
Halo!
Hello.
Słyszysz mnie? Cholera, urwało.
Oczywiście.
City of Dreams, City of Gang.
Lubię Night City.
Miasto jak miasto, tylko duże.
Nie ma no. To nie jest zwykłe miasto. Morgan Blackhead, Andrew Wayland, Adam Smasher. To miasto rodzi wielkich ludzi. Może skoczymy jeszcze na coś do jedzenia? Zgłodniałem.
Jackie, zamykają Watson, pamiętasz?
No, szkoda. Co mi się wydaje? Wydaje mi się, jedzie za nami furgonetka. Podoba mi się to. Bardzo mi się to nie podoba.
Bang, 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 bang.
Strzelaj! To nie szamata! Trzymaj się, Vi!
They're not even shooting. Neither am I. What is this? Oh, there they go.
Mam ich. Vi, celuj kierowcę.
Aim for the driver. You got it. Bang, bang, bang. Got him. Perfect head aim.
Strasznie porysowałem ci wóz. Przepraszam.
Ogarniemy to później. Teraz wracajmy do domu.
Rzeczywiście. Rozstawiają się.
Watson zostaje zamknięty.
Stop dropping frames, OBS.
Bezpieczeństwa.
Pani oficer. Jak dobrze, że na panią trafiliśmy.
A co we mnie jest takiego wyjątkowego?
Dobre serce. A tylko ktoś o dobrym sercu zrozumie, jak bardzo chcę wrócić po całym dniu do mojej dziewczyny.
Dziewczyny?
Jak nie wrócę, będzie się martwić. Ja jestem dobry chłopak. Ona o tym wie. Czeka.
Szkoda. Wpuść ich, a potem już nikogo. Jedźcie.
Miłego wieczoru, pani oficer.
Bottoms up, let's go. Yeah, yes.
Patrz, dzieje się. I po sprawie. Jedni skurwiele. Ale sami są sobie winni.
Man, almost got away. So close, yet so far. If you ain't hearing this, you're missing out.
To co?
Hop out of the car.
Pozdrów Misty.
Very good.
Dzięki. Adios.
Once again, the fastest time we've ever got to that part. I keep saving time in the prologue, but
Zapomniałam.
you know, I gotta count my wins somewhere.
Może ci się przydać. Wysyłam ci namiary na nią.
Szczęść Bogu naszemu, w niebiosach i na ziemi. A nasz drugi gość to Karina Lee, piękna gospodyni programu Chipping, poświęconemu tematyce cyberszczepu. Jak leci, kochanie, w porządku?
Just gotta see where's the game gonna break this time. We're at full monitor size resolution, so if it tries to get out of full screen mode or windowed mode, literally nothing will be different.
Buenos dias, señor D.
Unless it just wants to shut off my monitor, which is a very possible as well.
Przywiozłem twoją furę. Czekam na dole.
Cześć, Vi. Regina Jones z tej strony. Jeżeli będziesz szukać roboty w Watson, dzwoń do mnie.
Skąd wiedziałaś, jak mnie znaleźć? I jak się nazywam?
Jestem dobra w zbieraniu informacji. Można powiedzieć, że je kolekcjonuję. Do zobaczenia.
Sponsorem tego wydarzenia jest korporacja Arasaka. Z niecierpliwością czekamy na to wydarzenie także dlatego, że...
Chcesz pogadać wczoraj?
Dzięki, Jackie. Doceniam.
Miguel się spisał. Wygląda jak nówka. I tak samo jeździ.
Przekonamy się.
To co, jedziemy?
Jasna sprawa.
Roll, except see you later. So no cops there. I don't know why the cops just don't appear there sometimes. Not complaining. It's no problem. Less of a chance for the game to screw me over in some regard. Well, it sounds like we got another thunderstorm coming our way. That's fun. That or just something exploded outside.
A teraz test. Podpinam cię.
Gosh, wouldn't it just be funny if it knocked out our power? Just be hilarious.
A jak już będziesz w tej pierwszej lidze, to zajrzyj czasem do starych znajomych.
Dziwne, coś jest nie tak z czakrą twojego serca, słoneczko. Mogę ją dla ciebie odblokować, ale unikaj pomieszczeń przepełnionych negatywną energią i wszystkich odcinków.
O, jest.
Mam delikatną sprawę, dlatego dzwonię do ciebie. W mieście coraz częściej zdarzają się ataki cyberpsychozy, pewnie zauważyłeś. Ten temat mnie interesuje z różnych względów.
Jasne. Dexter Deshawn we własnej osobie.
Przejedźmy się. Pozwól, że na początek zadam ci pytanie. Czy lepiej wieść żywot spokojnego, nikomu nieznanego człowieka i dożyć sędziwego wieku? Czy zapisać się w historii, lecz umrzeć młodo?
Mnie interesuje tylko pierwsze miejsce, bez względu na koszty.
Klasyczny wybór młodego człowieka. Szanuję to. Mam dla ciebie robotę. Dużą robotę za poważne pieniądze.
Opowiadaj, co to za robota?
Mam zlecenie na kradzież korporacyjnego prototypu. Chodzi o biochip.
Kto jest właścicielem tej technologii?
Arasaka. Czy to problem?
Nie, to nie jest żaden problem.
Ostro pogrywasz. Czuję, że zarobimy razem dużo pieniędzy.
A w ogóle, mamy już jakiś plan?
Po pierwsze, trzeba załatwić małą sprawę z chłopcami z Maelstromu. Po drugie, spotkasz się z kobietą, która zleciła kradzież biochipu. Ona chce porozmawiać z kimś z ekipy.
Co to za sprawa, którą trzeba załatwić z Maelstromem? Macie kosę?
Odpal tę drzazgę. Dwa tygodnie temu Militech traci transport. Nie wiedzą, że kradną go kampusy z Maelstromu. W transporcie jest Flathead, robot bojowy. Przepiękny okaz wojskowej technologii. Prototyp. Potrzebujemy go, żeby ukraść chip. Kupiłem go od Maelstromu, a ty musisz go od nich odebrać.
Hey, SJ.
Się nie napala.
Hello.
To zabawka
How you
jednego
going?
użytku. Problem polega na tym, że człowiek, z którym się dogadałem, Brick, przestał być...
I want to mess up the speedrun? Just wanted to stop by? Listen,
Brick był przywódcą...
there is no way you can mess up the speedrun. The speedrun will mess up the speedrun.
Znanego jako
You are all good. I can keep up.
Teraz on rządzi i nie wiemy, czy będzie honorował umowy swojego...
This game has been nothing but problems. Just trying to finish a run.
Potem bardzo interesuje się niejaka Meredith Stout z Militechu.
It's a feature of the game, really.
Co to za kobieta?
To korporacyjna agentka. Biega po mieście...
The best part is that it's always something different every day that I play it. We've been doing this for maybe 4 or 5 days, or the last 4 or 5 streams.
Tylko uważaj, wygląda na zdesperowaną. Przesyłam ci jej numer.
But when I finish a run, we've been getting good times. We're not last place on the leaderboard. We're picking up new stuff as we go. When we do not crash the game
No i co?
for one reason or another.
Do mnie starzy znajomi z Pacyfiki. Poprosili, żebym...
The weird thing is, it's not even super fun. It's like, I don't know.
zorganizować jej spotkanie z kimś, kto będzie...
It's very good practice, the category that we're running. Because I want to eventually do full game.
Tibak jest fatalna w kontaktach międzyludzkich, a...
But it's trying very hard to dissuade me from that.
Padło na ciebie.
Chyba wiem już wszystko. Zabieram się do roboty.
Doskonale.
It's telling you to run rocket power. No.
Spotkanie z Evelyn Parker w Business Bar.
I don't want to run that game, Thief. I don't get it. It doesn't look fun. It looks silly. But in comparison to this, at least that would stay more stable.
Jeszcze jedno.
I'll give you that.
Śmierć.
And yeah, the glitches are the best part. It's like I said, it's been something new every day.
Przemyśl to. Do zobaczenia.
So before we would crash, you know, sometimes when we start a new game, sometimes I would crash 10 minutes in, sometimes 20, sometimes 30. Today, the game capture, or you know, the window, going full screen on the game doesn't actually go to full screen. Sometimes halfway through, it'll just become a window for no reason. You know, usually you press Alt-Tab or Alt-Enter, Alt-Return. It'll just go to window. It's like, yeah, you're playing on a lower resolution. You wanted window, right? And I'm like, no, I chose full screen. That's the option, full screen. Nah, it's okay, bro. Got you. Put you in a window, bro. It's fine.
Opowiadaj, co
Oh, you want to put it back to full screen? Oh, no, don't worry about that, man. We'll just make it so the gameplay is frozen until you change it back. Don't worry, I got you. We all make mistakes. Wouldn't want you to have a bad experience. Needless to say, jokes aside, it has been quite infuriating. And I'm pretty done with this category. If I could just get the 106, you know, I think I'd be happy with that. And then I can decide if I hate myself enough to run a full game, any percent. Which is like a 3-hour run. It's probably going to be the longest speed run I've ever done. It's just a shame, because casually, you know, the game plays mostly fine. You know, it's got a great story behind it. I did have fun.
Czego chcecie?
Przychodzę po bota. Model MT-0D12.
But when I stream it, something goes horribly wrong. Does not like it.
za niego kasę, a ja mam go odebrać. Jak trzeba, to załatwię to z Roysem.
Będziesz gadać ze mną. Jestem Doom Doom.
Doom Doom. That's my boy Doom Doom right there. Oh, okay. Great sitting down. Gonna give us a smile. There's that smile. A handsome lad, this Doom Doom. Gonna carry the floating box. Looks very heavy.
No i jest.
Do 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 do.
To jest paskuda kurwa.
Yeah, a lot of luck for a speedrun. Well, the game maintained for the hour I needed to.
Mierda! Odcięło nas. Bierzmy sprzęt.
A high chance that it won't.
Kontrolera do sterowania.
Jest wszystko. Bot i kontroler do sterowania.
Świetnie.
Oh. Okay, we definitely goofed up there. You can't go on the ladder the first time. You will fall off for sure. And getting that jump is more frustrating than it should be. Will it? Won't it? Spence is killing me. What's up, old school? Yeah, me too. I'm always on edge because the game could just fuck off and die any given second. This is actually a horror game. Oh, okay. Right there. I couldn't even run. Kiddo's open house was last night. It was the first time I've ever walked away happy in 8 years, including preschool. Nice. Glad it was a good time. Hopefully the kiddo had a good time too.
Wtedy odejdziesz z hukiem.
Co teraz dzieje?
Hey, I don't know why we weren't talking before, but alright. Cool game. Thanks. He wasn't there. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. It's been so long, I don't even know what an open house for school is anymore. Unless it's like a PTA meeting. Yo, that's actually a great placement of the car. Supposed to have a 504. Yeah, I know. It's pretty tough when kids got stuff like that going on. Can't be easy. Had a lot of similar things in my childhood. And sometimes I feel like I may have been misdiagnosed or undiagnosed. Lots of trouble with school. And problems with authority.
Taką delikatną masz tę pustkę.
Also just a lot of teachers, you know, doing it for the money and not really to actually teach anything. You know, it's like, why even get into a profession you don't even enjoy? It's not like being a teacher pays well. At least for us here in the States. Yeah, stuff like that too. It's like you can't get anything done unless you threaten them. That's just par for the course. Which is just hilarious, because it's like they have all of this stuff in place, but nobody wants to actually do the work.
Mam dla was coś, co umożliwi zaplanowanie całej akcji. Braindance z Konpeki Plaza.
A czemu akurat Braindance? Potrzebuję faktów.
Alright,
nie
cool. We
wrażeń.
got the jump in here. Saved a few seconds.
Vi,
Teachers knew about the 504, even were receptive to suggestions and even praised him. Yeah, it's not a secret, so it's like, why just be more difficult? How about just do the thing that's gotta be done and be over it? I mean, sure, yeah, it's paperwork, and maybe like an hour's worth of time. It's not, they're getting paid for it, you know? Nobody's at a disadvantage. It's bad enough you got like 30 or 40 kids in a classroom. You know, not everybody's gonna behave anyway.
Plan jest prosty, więc bez wydziwiania. Wpadasz, zgarniasz szmal, wypadasz.
I am so afraid, like, I can't imagine what school is like nowadays.
Wszystko na maksymalnej pompie. Oni płacą za
The way I understand it, it's like, it's basically like locked down during school hours, so kids can't go in or out, so no more ditching class. I think it was my generation, my years, my last year of school is when they stopped allowing people to just go in and out of schools. You couldn't just ditch class or do whatever you wanted. You got security, you got locked doors. You know, it's probably a lot more tougher. I think in California, at least where I was living, they set laws in place so that if the kid doesn't go to school, the parents, you know, are the ones that get fined. So there's a real monetary penalty if kids ditch school or, you know, just have something going on.
Przesuwasz, zbliżasz, oddalasz. To będzie twoja piaskownica. W trybie analizy
Truancy,
możesz
true.
kontrolować prędkość nagrania. Możesz je nawet zapauzować w dowolnym
Go to
momencie.
jail for not sending your kid. It's,
Plan jest prosty, więc
you
bez
know,
wydziwiania.
I don't know.
Wpadasz, zgarniasz szmal, wypadasz. Sprzedajemy Braindance tym świrom ze studia. Jasne.
Fajnie, co? A to jeszcze nie wszystko. Możesz
Can't
kontrolować
imagine.
prędkość nagrania. Przyspieszasz lub cofasz. Wypróbujmy. Cofnij nagranie do samego początku. W porządku. A teraz przewiń nagranie kawałek.
Probably my last year of high school that put all of those rules in place.
Okej. Możesz też po prostu zresetować nagranie, cofając się do początku. Śmiało. Teraz zaczyna się
Used to be
prawdziwe
so different.
Po to tu przyszedłeś. W trybie analizy możesz przeglądać i skanować detale otoczenia, zarejestrowane przez osobę nagrywającą Braindance. Skup się na tej spluwie, tej, którą
Plan
ten
jest
fajtłapa
prosty, więc
dostaje
bez
na początku
wydziwiania.
od kumpla. I zeskanuj. Okej?
And yeah, they have all these safeguards so the kid can stay in school, but they don't do anything to protect them while in school.
Jesteś w trybie analizy, możesz wyławiać dźwięki i rozmowy,
Absolutely nuts.
tylko nagrywający był w pobliżu.
I don't have the stomach or the mind for it.
Obrazy i dźwięki, z których istnienia nie zdawałeś sobie sprawy. Źródła zarejestrowanych
So
sygnałów stają się
let's get him on the fast track to finishing school and just be done with it. Never have to deal with the system again.
W sklepie powinno być teraz widocznych kilka sygnatur dźwiękowych. Skup się na jednej z nich.
I'm surprised they even allow kids to drop out of school nowadays.
Mamy promocję na dwa smaki. Kary i
You'd think with so many safeguards, it's like, what? Just let the kid finish, or I don't know. It's strange.
Tak właśnie działają implanty nagrywające. Zgarniają wszystkie elementy tła, a edytor je wyławia i podrasowuje. Pobaw się warstwą dźwiękową, a jak już ci się znudzi, to przejdziemy dalej. Czasem w surowych nagraniach można analizować dodatkowe warstwy sensoryczne zarejestrowane przez wszczepy nagrywającego.
And yeah, definitely, they're not gonna let a fifth grader drop out of school. It's probably very strange rules to do homeschool nowadays, too. Parents gotta be like a 4-year degree college student themselves. College graduate.
Skanowanie działa też na ludzi. Podejdź do tej rannej laski i spróbuj ją zeskanować. Dobra, jedziesz dalej. Przewiń do momentu, gdy złodziej zostaje zastrzelony.
Depends on the state. This is true, yes. Yeah, see, I came from California, so I'm sure it's one of the more stricter districts.
Widzisz, co tam mruga nad wejściem do sklepu? Kamerka przemysłowa. Musiała zarejestrować nasze...
What's up, Grim? What's up, Grim, Lester?
Obraz z kamery wyświetla się na
How you
ekranie.
going today, sir?
Cofnij nagranie do momentu, kiedy ekran...
Some states have no rules about homeschooling. It's really sad. I believe I had some cousins that were homeschooled by their mother, and she was definitely not a college graduate. So I don't know how they really test the kid to know if they got a proper education.
Jeśli masz już dość, to możesz wyjść w każdej chwili.
Yeah, he's one of the strictest states in homeschooling. You're okay with, which you want it to be, right? You want it to be, you know, worth it. You can't just give the kid a packet of homework, expect them to finish it, and then what do they learn? They just learn that doing paperwork is annoying, pointless.
Musimy się dowiedzieć, gdzie Jorinobu trzyma relik. Oglądaj uważnie.
That's another thing to get frustrated at.
Musisz podsłuchać tę rozmowę, Vi. Tam może być coś ważnego.
They aren't passing, they shouldn't be allowed to keep homeschooling. Right, right. It's like, what reason would a kid not be able to finish homeschool?
Przewiń do momentu, gdy zaczynają rozmawiać. Musimy ich podsłuchać.
And also true, yeah. Yeah, some parents are just using kids for nefarious purposes. Well, it's a scandal, but what can you do? You can't really prevent people from reproducing, even if you know that they're not going to be an asset to society.
Lepiej nie, moglibyście go uszkodzić.
That's why I don't want children. I'm still a baby myself.
Ułatwić znalezienie miejsca, gdzie Jorinobu trzyma relik.
School was tough back then. It's probably a hell of a lot tougher nowadays.
Mamy sygnaturę termalną, która pasuje do specyfikacji z dokumentów.
Czyli tutaj Jorinobu musi trzymać kontener.
Requires home visits and exams. Doesn't move to Montana because they have no homeschooling laws, so she could teach her children the real truth. Oh dear.
Masz wszystko, co trzeba?
But you know, I agree to a point that, you know, maybe teachers aren't actually teaching, you know, what's really important. I mean, you still gotta get the basics. You gotta get your math, your English, your reading. Still gotta do that. But it's like, depending on what district of school you get into, it's like, you never know who you're getting. You never know what they're trying to pass on. Or if they're not passing on enough. If they're just sitting at their desk doing nothing. At least as the parent, you can actually see exactly what they're learning and what's pertinent to learning. You know what's really sad? So my mother was she was a special ed teacher's assistant and they were teaching the kids how to manage money. You know, how to open a bank account, how to write a check. They don't teach that in normal school. And the kids that they were teaching it to, more than likely, are not going to be, you know, handling their own money or, you know, monetary affairs. I always found that very strange. You know, special ed kids are learning how to write a check before I did. Now, obviously, everybody should learn how to do it, but, again, who's more likely? You know, when some of them are not even able to speak or you know, function in society, you know, without a caretaker.
Błagam cię, Jackie.
Serio?
More than likely, they're going to have somebody else doing that for them. Physical or mental disabilities. And yeah, it definitely depends on where you went to school. Yeah, they certainly didn't teach that where I grew up. At least I'm not aware of it anyway. You know, perhaps it was a what do they call it when it's like a higher grade of class? You know, there's general and then there's something else. It's been so long, I haven't even thought of the word forever. Either way.
Do następnego.
Jest i pan wie.
Okay, so we just skip all the dialogue here until the lady exits the room. Saving a lot of time. More time than I was expecting, to be honest. So I think it shows an option that made this conversation take longer, but that's okay.
Jedziemy.
On his learning disability writing, and the school psychologist was like, oh, he's in 3rd grade. Okay, if he fails writing his ABCs, said he had no issues. He didn't even give him the diagnosis. Oh my god.
A pamiętasz, jak cię chciałem wynająć na wieczór kawalerski kuzyna?
I mean, reading and writing, you know, English class, I would argue is the most difficult to pick up on.
Dobra, jedziemy.
I know very few people that have legible handwriting. That's not a fault of doing good or bad in school. Except my cursive has been the same since the 3rd grade.
No, coraz lepiej.
Czym się tak ekscytujesz?
Zaraz ci pokażę.
He can read 4 grades above his own, but his writing is 2 years below. And you know, at what point is that normal for someone? You know, not everybody's going to be at, you know, the level they should be.
Dex na nas nie oszczędza.
Everybody excels in something.
No to już wiemy, na co idzie jego część.
That just means you gotta teach, you know, the writing part more. And maybe they don't need to focus on reading all so much. Started refusing to write because it was hard on him. Couldn't put his thoughts on the paper. You know, I totally get that feeling.
Hej, wszystko w porządku?
I hear that.
Zaraz będziemy w Konpeki.
Ustawiłam nam szyfrowane połączenie, żeby móc...
A man's got writer's block.
Zadzwoń teraz do Jackiego. Zobaczymy, czy synchronizacja działa.
That's the thing that I never liked about school either is like, you're there for like, what, 7, 8, sometimes 9 hours in the day? You know, that gets exhausting.
Arystoteles, rozumiem, że mnie słyszysz.
It drags on so long.
Uwielbiam, jak mi szepczesz Arystotelesa do ucha.
Jakbyś jeszcze coś...
I'm not trying to defend his, you know,
Słyszysz?
lack of desire of wanting to
Pieprzcie
do
się.
his schoolwork.
Wygląda na to, że wszystko działa.
I mean, something gotta give.
Jesteśmy w kontakcie.
And not just for kids with disabilities, but for everybody. Also, I don't know if you can hear that lightning coming through. It's booming outside. Please hang on for another 15 minutes, electricity.
Dziękuję za wybór sieci Telemain. Będę na panów czekać w podziemnym garażu.
No to się zaczęło.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of filters, but OBS updated recently, and it said some of the filters may not be working. So it's very possible you could be hearing sudden cracks.
Czekaj, wezmę flat.
Like all the time, but yeah, we just thought maybe something is wrong. It was shocking that the school said it was fine. Yeah, they're obviously not paying attention enough.
Witamy w
Witamy w
It's just a shame. It's not like everybody could have their own, like, you know, personal assistant when it comes to school. You know, you could probably have a few assistants in the classroom helping kids out that need it.
Nowa Barcelona? Naprawdę?
You know, that one-to-one means the world when, you know, the student gets access.
Te ekskluzywne proxy niczego nie będą pamiętać. Szkoda, że ja będę pamiętać.
Oh man, I'm sorry, SJ. That can't be fun to deal with. Especially on a consistent basis. And it should never be written off as, you know, just growing pains.
Chyba się wpasowaliśmy, co? Jak wygląda?
We all want the best, but sometimes the best is a little further out of reach.
We wszystkim ładnie.
For some. At the end of the day, all you can really hope is they appreciate it, even if it's years down the line.
Brzmi prosto.
Prosto.
We're not rich and we can't afford it all the time. Facts. Honestly, I don't know how anybody competent can afford anything nowadays. Nothing is affordable.
Tyle wam mogę obiecać.
Postaramy się. Tyle mogę panu obiecać.
You could bust your ass 12, 16 hours a day and still struggle.
Mam tu kontroler.
Myślisz, że jest wolny?
I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Przystojny, obrzydliwie bogaty, z drapieżnym błyskiem wokół.
I think it's just important to maybe, you know, kick back and enjoy the chaos.
tacy jak on zawsze są
Something big's gonna happen at some point.
Najwyższy garnitur świata, ale w kroku motocyklista.
And soon all of this stuff that we're dealing with
Kate,
may not even matter.
coś się dzieje z terrarium.
Hej, Buck. Udało się.
Cholera,
Work doesn't equal pay, unfortunately. So true. Honestly, careers and money in general are scams. They're a societal construct. We were just talking about this. They're a societal construct. It's just an extra thing to worry about in life.
Rezydent jest tuż za drzwiami. Unieszkodliwiamy go. Musisz się do niego podpiąć flatheadem. A ja zamrożę go jednym.
Dang it. Got to do this.
Ten szyb chyba łączy oba Wyślij tam flatheada, a potem przełącz widok na drugą kamerę.
So bad at this part. Well, all we can really hope for is, like I said, just keep at it, and hopefully in a few years' time, everything will fall into place. Everyone will be happy. Nobody will no longer give you a harder time. Kind of ironic, though, at least for me.
3,5 godziny.
I had some great times when I was in school, and I also had not so great times. But after I graduated and became, you know, an adult, after I turned 18, those problems seem so much smaller nowadays. Like, I wish those were my biggest problems nowadays. For the longest time. I can't wait to be an adult. I can't wait to do, you know, what I want to do and this and that. Now I just want to go back. Because at least there was some structure.
No co tak cicho? Opowiem wam kawał.
Now, so what if, you know, that fucker, what random name, Derek. You know, so what if Derek was, you know, making fun of me that day, or... You know, he won't stop bugging me, and it's been all week. So what? After all that ended, it's not like it follows you. Seems so menial. I mean, fuck that guy, but still. A much simpler problem to have than what we have on our plate nowadays. Now that we're paying attention to the bills, now that we're paying attention to the politics of this country or that country.
Zeszli z lądowiska. W tym momencie.
Have a good time while you can. Find something to take you away from it. Only for a minute. Don't do it with Cyberpunk, though. I don't know what I'm doing, still playing this mess.
Mogę spytać o kogo wprowadzam kod czerwony. Na terenie Konweki Plaza wprowadzono kod czerwony. Proszę nie opuszczać swoich pokoi i stosować się do zaleceń obsługi.
What's going on?
Czekajcie, mam coś.
Okay, that was arbitrary time loss. You know, it's okay. We're on such a good pace. I will take that. I don't know how I'm losing 6 seconds, though. But I'll take it. As long as we save about 13, I'll be happy. And then I can shelve this speedrun. Either pick up full game, or we're gonna pick up just something else entirely. Got the new Pac-Man game to check out soon. We're bestowed Pac-Man World Repack. Check out. I'll see how I feel after this. Then we got our Game Shark disc coming in the mail tomorrow. So we're gonna see if we could do Nightmare Mode in PlayStation Doom. Assuming that works out. We got quite the task ahead of us. So honestly, I should stop giving myself more work in this game and just try and have more fun. Good job, Jackie. You're a fast, speedy boy. No, it's not Rocket Power Thief. I'm not sure the magic words that you could say to actually bring me to play that game. Besides, I still got Barbie Racing Ride to speedrun. Remember that? Remember I was supposed to do that like a year and a half ago? Got the game on eBay, I have it all ready to go, just never got around to it yet. I gotta do that first. Also gotta play like 1,000 other games. Much to do in so little time. Here you might end up grinding it out just like me and Alexa have been doing. Like I said, I do not find the appeal in that game whatsoever. I'm glad you like it. You know, it's cool. You know, we all have our weird game that we like to run. I respect that. It may not be for me though. What's up, Rise to Power? Hello, hello. Big loves to you. Nice to see this game being run. So true. It's so rare to find a live speedrun of this. It took me weeks to find somebody running anything Cyberpunk. And I wanted to find someone live so that I could ask questions and, you know, get a baseline of what it entails. And now I can be that guy that runs the game, sometimes. We're on a pretty spicy pace. This might be the last time we do Titlescreen Glitchless percent, before moving on to the full game. So, we got our work cut out for us. Bad drones, but that's okay. Love this game. The whole story is so deep and so well written. Yes. That's what I be telling people. A lot of people don't like the game, but they neglect the story. It's a great story. You know, it has its obvious flaws, you know, with the glitches and gameplay. But it does some things right. The music is quite banging too. The soundtrack, like 90% of the music is all good. But I'm not defending its obvious flaws either. Still have not completed another playthrough because it left such an impact on you. Wow. Yeah, I've done 3 playthroughs. Well, I think almost 3. No, actually almost 4. I did all 3 endings, you know, as different characters. And I meant to do the secret ending. But then I just got the whimsy to pick up the speedrun. So I feel like I'm one of the few people that got our money's worth.
Program Excelsior zapewnia dostarczenie zwłok pod wskazany adres bez dodatkowych opłat.
And as someone that was not following this game, you know, so I wasn't promised a whole bunch. That CDPR or whatever their name is. You know, I was not let down. You know, I enjoy the game for what it has. And not what was promised. There's a channel that has a ton of music from the game. I use it for background music. I see. You know, maybe I would say that this is not a $60 game, at least not in its current state. I at least waited until it went on sale. But apparently they're going to have a lot more added to the game, but I don't know if that's going to be paid DLC. I'll just be glad if they, you know, fix everything. Make it stable enough so that you don't crash when you go to the menu, or, you know, go to the fast travel. Bought it day 1. 'Tis a great game. Why you lying, thief? I know your real thoughts on this. Also, thunder, lightning, and 106.25. The game held up. We're done. I am content with this time, for sure. Can't deny it's another example of lazy devs. It's hard to say. We really need to end the practice of putting out a game that's not finished. Hey!